Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Amjad Ahmad, lecturer history. Our today's topic for 12th class students of history subject is what do you know about Raitwari settlement? What were its features? Dear students, as we have talked in previous lectures, British East India Company or the British officers from time to time framed different land revenue policies to collect more and more land revenue from Indian peasants. And one of the land revenue policies which they framed, about which we discussed it as well in previous lectures, was the permanent settlement. Similarly, another land revenue settlement framed by Britishers to collect more and more land revenue from the Indian peasants was the Raitwari settlement. So, in other words, we can say a Raitwari settlement was a land revenue policy which was framed by Britishers, framed by British East India Company with the purpose to get more and more land revenue from the peasants of India. Let's talk about the features of the Raitwari settlement now. A Raitwari settlement was introduced in 1820 AD by Munro and Reed in the areas of Bombay and other southwestern areas of India. This settlement, that is Raitwari settlement, had following important features. Number one, in the Raitwari settlement, the Rayat, that is the peasant, which is the name of the settlement, is Raitwari. The Rayat or the peasant was recognized as the owner of the land. In the permanent settlement, Zamindar was considered as the owner of the land, was given the ownership rights over the land, but in the Raitwari settlement, the Rayat or the peasant was given the rights over the ownership of the land. Number one. Number two, the government fixed, the British officials fixed the land revenue demand directly with the peasants. In the permanent settlement, the land revenue was fixed by the British East India Company with the zamindars. But over here, the land revenue was fixed by the government with the peasants who were made the owners of the land. Number three, the land revenue was fixed on the basis of nature and produce of land. Means that the land revenue did not remain same. It was fixed on the basis of the outcome of the crops, on the production of the crops at the end of the year, or on the nature of the land, or on the fertility of the land. So if the crops were, if there was a bumper crop at times, then there used to be the land revenue demand was higher. If there was lesser amount of crops, the land revenue demand was to be cheaper, was to be lesser at that time. So the land revenue was fixed. That's what we say. The land revenue was fixed on the basis of the nature and produce of land, nature and production of land. Whatever was the production of land, on that basis the land revenue was fixed on that tract of land. Number next, the lands were to be surveyed after every 20 to 30 years. Means after every 20-30 years of the first survey, the lands were to be surveyed. That's to see whether new agricultural tracts were brought by people under their cultivation, to see how much new tracts of areas of land were brought by people under their cultivation, and brought these areas as well under land revenue system, and make new assessments or new changes in the existing land revenue settlement. Number 5, the revenue demand was no longer permanent. That's what we told earlier as well. In the settlement, the revenue demand which comes in fixed. In the permanent settlement, the revenue demand was permanent. But in the Raitwari settlement, the revenue demand was not fixed. The land revenue was to be paid by the people according to the production of the crops. If there was high production of crops, then land revenue demand was to be higher. If there was less production of crops, then the land revenue demand was to be lesser. So the assessment or the fixation of the land revenue was dependent upon the production of the crops, upon the yield of the crops. Number next, the revenue demand of the British East India Company ranged between 45 to 55% of the total production. Means the revenue demand was fixed between 45 to 55% of the total production. Number next, the system was introduced. The Raitwari system settlement was introduced because there are no big landlords or zamindars in Bombay and southwestern parts of India with whom deal could be made on the pattern of permanent settlement. Here we need to understand that in the permanent settlement, zamindars and big landlords are made the owners of the land. But why was this thing not done in Bombay and other southwestern areas? The reason was that there were no big landlords or zamindars present there. So in the absence of big landlords and zamindars, the company had no option than to accept these peasants or the common riders as the owners of the land and fix land revenue demand or land revenue system with them. Next, this system, that's the right settlement, brought the peasants directly under the clutch, under the cruel jaws, under the cruelty of the government rather than landlords. Means that in the permanent settlement, the peasants were exploited by zamindars with both hands because zamindar was an agent between the government and the common peasant. But in this right settlement, there is no agent between, there is no intermediary between government and this peasant. Government had direct relation, direct link with the peasant, and government at all times tried to exploit the peasants with both hands.